that thing, that QR code that's way over there. If you click on that QR code, that's going to send you to a link for a 14-day free trial for the gym. So we might mention that a time or two.
Yeah.
Click on that thing. Good morning.
Good morning.
What is today? It's the 23rd.
23rd, yeah.
Okay. Where did March go?
I have no idea.
Dude, it's like...
I have no idea.
I feel like...
I don't know where this whole year has gone.
Yeah, February and March have gone by really, really quick.
Well, you guys have been very busy.
Well, we're always busy. Everyone's always busy all the time. Everyone's always got a lot of stuff going on. I feel like I hear that a lot. Like, oh, bro, you're so busy. Like people in the gym will even ask me like, hey, when you're not busy and we can get a time. Look, man, we're all busy. Everybody's busy all the time. So... You know, it's
the biggest lie we tell ourselves is that it'll slow down.
Yeah. And I'm no busier than anyone else just because I own a business. Like you work a full-time job. Here,
I'll rephrase. You guys have been traveling a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we always travel a lot. We like it. I didn't travel much when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. I think the farthest that I ever went was to Ohio, where my grandparents lived, coming back and forth. So, and as a matter of fact, I think if I really think hard, I think that might be, my mom took me to, what's the Holiday World? Mm-hmm. I went to Holiday World once when I was a kid. So I went to Ohio to visit my grandparents, and I went to Holiday World. So, you know, we have always traveled a lot with our kids, and I try to always try to, like, the kids are never a reason for us to not go somewhere. We just take the kids with us, and I try to take them to as many places as I can. Cause
that's really cool.
It's, you know, it's a good experience. It's shared memories. Like, you know, Gunnar and I have made some memories over the last year or so that I know he's going to be telling his grandkids about. Like, I go to sleep at night thinking about them, you know, so that's awesome. That's why we do that stuff. That's why we're on the road a lot. So what about you? What have you been up to?
Not a whole lot. I mean, busy, but that's just life. Like you said, just working and trying to roller skate, and that was it.
What did Piper get on the skates?
She did. So yesterday we took her out on the skates, got her set up, and of course she would not like let go of us, like death gripping us the whole time. But she had a good, like, she probably covered one of these mats by herself.
Oh, nice.
Which was good. No one fell.
Did you wrap her in saran wrap?
She just had some like elbow pads and little knee pads. And
yeah. I can remember when Lainey first got her first bicycle. Mm-hmm. I swear, like, we had shin guards and knee pads and like gloves and elbow pads and helmet. I think we probably had shoulder pads on her too.
Yeah, I mean, we had that's funny. She had the helmet, the wrist guards, elbow pads, all that stuff. But
she was protected.
She was pretty decked out. I don't think she could really move her joints.
Yeah, like the kid in A Christmas Story.
That's just,
I can't move my legs.
It's kind of like that.
So I saw the video that Clint posted on social media of you trying to get up the steep incline.
It's a really steep incline in that driveway.
But what we didn't see was how Clint did on skates.
He did really. So he doesn't roller skate. He rollerblades, first of all.
Oh, he's
too
a
cool.
blader.
He's too cool for skates. And he was like totally fine. We were talking about this yesterday. The fact that I come to the gym almost daily, I do all these things. Like, I don't have an athletic bone in my body.
Yep.
Clint is very athletic, just naturally athletic. He and I are the opposite, just not in the gym. And so he puts them on for like the first time. This is the first time he's had roller skate or rollerblades on in years. And he just gets on and starts zooming around.
Yep.
Like, it's fine.
Lindsay and I are the same way. Lindsay's way fitter than me, like way fitter. But she's not super athletic. She was a runner in high school, and like, she can run her butt off for sure. But like, we went skiing one time, and she she was like a runaway. Like, we had to get lessons, which I'm super glad that we did, because we were kind of in over our heads. Where'd we go? We went to Big Sky, Montana. And we're like,
you like legit went skiing.
Yeah. Like we went on real mountains and, well, some people were on real mountains. We were on the bunny hills.
The little baby.
Yeah, we were on the baby hills. But Lindsay had she couldn't figure out the pizza thing. And she just took off. So me and the kids, Lainey and Gunnar and Gannon, they're all super small. And they're getting it, they're pizza in, stop, go, no problem. And we're all kind of chatting with the instructor, and the next thing we know, the instructor is
just takes off
hauling balls down the mountain because Lindsay is can't stop herself. She's that
would be me.
She's a runaway.
That would
skier.
be me.
Yeah. Ice skating, same way. She
Clint can ice skate beautifully.
Yep.
I cannot ice skate.
Yeah.
I get out there and I'm I've never walked before.
It's because of those blades, man.
Yeah.
I can totally see Clint. What was that movie? There was a movie back in the 90s.
He got really into inline skating at one point. He could go off ramps and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Because growing up he loved BMX and all of that stuff.
Clint knows exactly what movie I'm talking about. I can't remember the name of it.
One of his favorite movies. Oh my gosh, what was it? It's Brink, I think.
Maybe that's what I'm talking about.
And it's a Disney Channel movie from the 90s about inline skating.
Yeah,
and when he was little, he's that's what I'm gonna do when I grow up.
Yeah, man. I mean, I remember being that way too. I remember getting my first pair of blades. Okay, what are we talking about today?
Let's talk about CrossFit. Let's talk about something that I'm better at than roller skating. So I figured let's talk about a little bit about what goes on behind the certs that we have and everything, because we've talked a lot in the past about how, maybe you shouldn't trust that random person on Instagram that got a 3-hour cert that says that they're a personal trainer now. But but that also seems a little hypocritical when we say, hey, we got our CrossFit L1s or our L2s over a weekend.
Yeah.
So I thought today might be a good chance to let people peek behind the curtain of what all goes behind that. Yeah. Okay. Kind of why we do the things that we do in class.
Okay. Well, where would you like to start? You want to start with the L1 or... I guess I can talk a little bit about myself because I'm the easiest one to talk about. And, I feel like I always talk about myself.
Go for it.
Do you ever feel like you talk about yourself too much?
Just in my day-to-day life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I've gone back and I've listened to these podcasts. So listen, every time we put one out, I always make sure that I listen to the whole podcast in full on YouTube. So that way we have at least one view.
It's more than I've done.
Every time. So when I jump in the car, I just hit play and it goes. And what I've noticed is that I always talk about myself. So
struggle to listen to my own recordings.
Well, I've
had to as a coach going back and watching my game film, and it is the most uncomfortable thing in the world.
Yeah.
And I really struggle with it.
Well, but it's really good.
Oh yeah.
It's really good.
One of the best, if not the best tool to get better. I hate it.
Yeah. So I learned a lot about the way that I talk by listening back to the podcast.
Really?
Yeah. So there are things that I try to avoid, and things that I try to do more of.
Oh no. Now I feel like I need to go back and listen to it.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about that off the airs.
No.
No, it's fine. It's no big deal. It's really just me feeling like I talk way too much, and in particular about myself. But yeah, okay. L1, sorry.
So back to you, Matt.
left field there. So, let's see. When
do you want to talk about anything that you hold outside of the L1 before we dive into? Because my only experience is with CrossFit.
I've got several CrossFit certifications. I've been through the L1, the L2, the L3. There's one more level 4 that I'm on the wait list for. Actually failed it once. So
you've gone through the process for it.
Yeah, I've gone through the process for it.
Which is where most of the learning happens.
Yeah, for sure.
All of the learning happens.
All of the learning happens there. The L4 has changed a little bit. I'm not sure exactly what the structure of it is now, but it's different than when I took it the first time. Anyway, I've been through several coaching certs through a dude named Zach Evanesh. I've been through his, man, I'm not even going to be able to name all of this stuff off. So I've been through his underground strength coaching certification, his sports strength training certification. I've been to several IYCA certifications for youth training and adult training.
And a lot of that is what you incorporate into the sports strength.
Yeah. That stuff. So Zach's stuff in the IYCA, I want to say it's IYCA, International Youth. I can't remember exactly what it is.
Something.
It's the standard for youth coaching, their nutrition stuff and their youth coaching stuff. Oh my gosh, I can't even, I wish I would have been prepared for this question because
I always spring the topics on Matt, like 5 minutes, probably not even that before we hit record. So,
I've been through a couple of other strength training certifications. I can't remember what the names of them are. It's been several years.
I've gone through USA weightlifting.
Yeah, I've been through USA weightlifting. I've got their level 1. I need to go get the level 2. Almost all of the CrossFit online stuff. So I've been to their gymnastics course. I've been through their weightlifting course. So USA weightlifting and the Bergner weightlifting courses.
I was going to ask, they're
different.
Yeah. Is CrossFit's weightlifting one that is Bergner?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been through the Power Athlete Block 1 certification. So just lots of different stuff. I originally started out with just CrossFit. Like that was my main focus. But as I kind of got into the bits and pieces of CrossFit, I was like, oh, I want to learn more about powerlifting. So I went and learned from, Louis Simmons and those guys about powerlifting. I want to learn more about weightlifting. So I went to Bergner and the USA weightlifting certifications. I want to learn more about gymnastics. So I went to the CrossFit gymnastics course. Just that kind of stuff, just to kind of branch out a little bit and get a little bit more specific into the things that we do inside of the gym. It's hard though, because the gymnastics course in particular. So you go to the gymnastics course and like you learn gymnastics, like legit, like this is the kind of like, it's introductory gymnastics for the most part, but it's very gymnastical. Like I imagine that if I was an athlete, like just doing gymnastics, like what you see in the Olympics, like that's the kind of stuff that they're teaching, and it's very strict and it's very particular. And they're like, I don't care about CrossFit. They're teaching gymnastics, which is, to the normal person listening to this, like they don't know.
Yeah. What's the difference? How would you explain the difference between those two things?
Well, gymnastics is a part of CrossFit, right? So as far as CrossFit is concerned, when I think of gymnastics, I think really just more about body control and awareness, like the ability to control your body in space. If I was explaining what gymnastics will do for us to just like the common non-CrossFit nerd, I would say like, if you're walking down the street and you trip and fall, like you're going to learn how to take a really awesome fall. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not going to hurt yourself. And that's a lot of what gymnastics does for us. It creates a lot of body awareness.
And the average everyday person doesn't understand, or maybe doesn't realize how much of what we do is gymnastics, like in a class setting. So air squats, anytime we're moving our body through space, push-ups, that's gymnastics. It's classified as gymnastics.
Body weight movement, right? But body weight movement is gymnastics as far as CrossFit is concerned. But when you go to the gymnastics course, it is very much like position work, finding like strict movement pattern. You're working on parallettes and pull-up bar and rings and on the floor. And it's very particular. The hardest part about going to a certification like that and then bringing things back into class is remembering that this is CrossFit and it's like for normal people.
And you're not going to spend the whole 60 minutes going back and forth between an arch and a hollow.
Yeah. And where the gymnastics is like, if you do it this way, then you're wrong. In CrossFit, it's a little looser, you know,
a little more accessible.
So yeah, I mean, as far as certifications go, I'll have to, I mean, if you want me to list all of it out,
your resume.
Yeah, I'll have to print out my resume because I don't remember all of the things that I've been to over the last almost 15 years.
Yeah.
Now, CrossFit journey started with like when I decided I wanted to coach, it really was more about like, I think I have to learn how to coach so the people around me don't get hurt and I can make sure of that. Cause I kind of felt that responsibility.
Yeah. Did you have a lot of those certifications before you got into CrossFit, or did it all start with
everything started
CrossFit?
With CrossFit? Yeah, okay. It all started with CrossFit. So I was working out with some people and like I was worried that someone was going to get hurt. So I'm like, okay, somebody needs to make sure that
somebody's got to know what we're doing.
Yeah, we're figuring this stuff out. So I started working and studying for my L1. When I was studying for my L1, I thought this is what I need to become a coach. I was wrong. The CrossFit Level 1 does not a coach make, and I will die on that hill. Now, as if CrossFit is the thing that you want to learn, then the CrossFit Level 1 is absolutely the certification that you should take. They're going to teach you all the things that you need to know about CrossFit.
And if you want to coach, like that is where you start.
Yeah. If you want to become a coach, that's where you start. And really, I think that like if you're maybe on the bubble a little bit, like if you're one of those CrossFit athletes who's like drinking the Kool-Aid, right? And maybe thinking like, hey, this might be something that I want to do at some point. You should go take the L1. You're going to learn whether or not that's something that you want to do.
I know we've said this before, but in a perfect world, I think everybody that takes CrossFit or takes a CrossFit class should take the L1. Like that would be amazing. All that to say, yeah, it is not on coaching at all. Like nothing there is about coaching.
Well, I mean,
other than you stand next to you partner up at one point and you kind of look for faults, but it's more of just body awareness than anything else.
I think I'll come back to this, but yes. So when you go to your CrossFit Level 1, you're going to learn about the methodology of CrossFit. You're going to learn about constantly varied functional movement executed at a relatively high intensity. You're going to learn the 9 foundational movements, which are
putting me on the spot.
Hey, so you do it to me every week.
So we've got presses, squats, and then pulling from the floor. So we've got 9 foundational movements would be air squat, front squat, overhead squat. And then we've got a strict press or shoulder press, push jerk. We've got a deadlift, sumo deadlift, high pull, and a medicine ball clean.
Dude, nailed it. Yeah. So we learn about the 9 foundational movements. And that is, from what I remember, because it's been a long time since I took my L1, the bulk of what you spend your time on. So there's methodology lecture, there is movement lecture, there's nutrition lecture. Is there any, from a lecture standpoint, is there a programming lecture in the L1?
There is, but it's, there is, but it's
I know there is in the L2.
Yeah, it's pretty brief.
Yeah.
It's not like it is in the L2.
So it's basically movement and nutrition at the L1.
Yes.
Okay.
And overall methodology.
Yeah. But it's been a long time since I took it.
When did you take your L1?
2016, 17.
Okay.
It's been a minute. It's been almost a decade.
So I took mine in 2024.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yours is much more recent than mine.
A little bit.
I imagine that it probably hasn't changed a ton.
I think the biggest thing that's changed is how they teach the snatch.
Yeah, probably.
It's like bottom up instead of top down.
Yeah. Okay. So to circle back a little bit, a little bit of methodology lecture, lots and lots of movement lecture. So the way that the L1 works is they'll have 2 seminar staff members come up. One is going to lecture, one is going to demo. They're going to talk about the movement. They're going to talk through the points of performance, the things that should happen for every single person as they squat or press or deadlift or whatever it is. These are like the key things that we need to be looking for and seeing and coaching through, for each one of those movements. So the air squat, for instance, has 5 points of performance. There are 5 things that we're looking for every single time someone squats. Well, we know that we want to try to nail these 5 things. Well, now there are also common faults or things that people will do to screw those 5 things up, right? We have common cues and corrections to help people get into the right
better positioning.
Yeah, the position that we're looking for. And then you kind of learn about the different kinds of cues. And I think the L2 gets a little bit deeper into it, but how you can use a verbal cue versus a visual cue versus a tactile cue. So what can I say to someone to help them get into a better position? What can I show someone to help them get into a better position? And what did I say? Verbal, visual, tactile? Which one did I do? Verbal.
What can I tell somebody? What can I show them? And how can I give them a physical?
Yeah, physical. That's one. Tactile. Yeah. How can I give them a physical cue? So it goes into that. And so you spend a lot of time in the lecture piece of that movement. And then you go into a breakout session. So somewhere between 5 to 10 people per group.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I think there were 10 in.
I think we had maybe close to like 12 in each one.
Maybe something like that. Yeah. So a small group led by a level 1 seminar staff member. And then you work on that movement.
You get around in a little circle and you work on an air squat until you think you're going to die.
Pretty much. Yeah. And then you go,
but like in a good way.
Yeah. And then you go and you learn about the front squat, and then you come back and then you do that with a PVC pipe or a stick, and the same thing. So you learn about the movement, and then you go and you put that learning into application. And I think two of my biggest takeaways from my level 1 were, one, just the community of CrossFit, like how big it is, because at that time, like I was in my little garage, in a little bubble. Yeah. Kind of doing all of this stuff on my own. And I showed up to my L1. Like I was wound up. I was fired up.
Where'd you go for your L1?
It was in not St. Louis. What's the little town next to St. Louis? Edwardsville.
Oh,
I want to say maybe CrossFit Edwardsville.
Okay.
Maybe that's the name of the gym. I can't.
Okay.
Ooh, it's time to eat breakfast. I can't remember the name of the gym. I think it was CrossFit Edwardsville, something Edwardsville. So yeah, man, it was wild to walk in and just see all of these other people that were as excited about being there as I was, as excited about CrossFit. That was super cool. And second was the magic of coaching. And
oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah. I'll never forget standing in that first group breakout for the air squat. I was, first of all, so incredibly nervous because like my whole life depended on it. Like I'm here to get my L1. Like this is my future. And if I mess this up, then this future that I have in my head is gone.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
you need to just sit down with that mat and have some mindset.
Yeah. Like that
do some mindset work around that.
Yeah. That was the approach that I was taking to this.
And that's fair. Like I think we do that a lot.
Yeah.
Catastrophize things.
So I was like super crazy nervous when we had that first breakout session, and we were working through the air squat, and the trainer circles everyone up and they're like, all right, we're going to go through 3 squats all together. Ready, squat and stand and squat and stand. And as they're working you through those reps, they're like looking around and they're like looking for something to work on. And once she found something, she's like, okay. She's like, I don't know who it was. She's like, Molly, I want you to do exactly what you just did. And then she grabbed me and she pulled me next to her. And she's like, I want you to watch what happens.
What do you see?
Yeah. She's like, I want you to watch Molly squat. I'm like, okay. And she's like, okay, ready, squat. And she tells the girl to squat. And I'm like, like, I don't see anything.
Were you looking everywhere?
I was looking everywhere. I was looking at her, like everything, like counting the hair on her head, like what are her toes doing, like everything in between. And she's like, did you see that? And I'm like, no. She's like, that's okay. We'll do it again. And she's like, I want you to look right here. So she directed my eyes, and she told the girl to squat again. And then she looks at me and she's like, did you see that? And I'm like, no. And she's like, okay. She tells the girl, she gives her a cue. and she told her to squat again, and it looked completely different than before. And I was like, it just like, it just like hit me in the face. Like, holy crap. Like one word completely changed the way that girl moved. And that was just like the most incredible thing in the world to me, that her word could have that much power in someone's movement and how much better it looked. Like one of the things, when I got my power athlete certification, John Wellborn talks about athleticism, and you kind of know it when you see it. Right? Like when the pros make things look really, really easy, right? You know, when Tom Brady throws a football, like he makes it look really easy. Effortless. Yeah, it's effortless, man. And you can tell like that dude is athletic, right? So from two different viewpoints, one with that trainer, I was like, whoa, like that was a masterpiece of coaching with just a word. Like that was like that in my mind, like that was like athleticism as a coach, you know, and to be able to change someone's movement where with just a word where it made it look so beautiful and perfect, I was like, holy crap, like that's what I want to do. It was like that instant magical moment. Like I am in the exact right place. Like I want to do what that person just did. So I think those were like my two biggest takeaways. Yeah. It was just kind of that like punch in the gut that I needed to kind of get me really turned on to this stuff.
I think so. For me, I took the L1 not because I had any intention of coaching. I loved what we were doing in class. I loved what I did know about CrossFit, which was just scratching the surface. And I just wanted more of that. And then, being around, so we call them the red shirts, being around the seminar staff, those coaches, and just seeing how like calm, cool, and collected they are about everything. Like they're never frantic. They're never like, they never come across as nervous or anything, like just very steady and the authority on things. And it was just really cool to see how they coached and how little they said to get these huge results from people. I think that was the thing that stood out to me the most is, you know, these cues were 3 words or less. And I mean, that's something we talk more about in the L2, but like you said, just this masterful example of coaching. And I remember just sitting through the lectures, and then afterwards, one of the seminar staff came up to me and was like, I don't think you've stopped smiling all weekend.
Yeah. I mean, so you're talking about minimum effective dose. Yes. Right? That is what, when you come into class, when someone comes into class, we want to give them the minimum effective dose. I want to give you just enough so that you get better today without overdoing it. And then I want to do the same thing tomorrow, and the same thing the next day, and the same thing the day after that. When we start stacking days full of the minimum effective dose, man, all of a sudden you get really fit, right? Coaching is the same way. And I know that I overcoach all the time. You know, I think I over-explain. Yeah. I mean, I want to use as few words, and I want to get people into it as quickly as I can. But sometimes people look at me after I say something and they have that blank look on their face. And I'm like, here's why I'm telling you to do that thing. Right. Because this is like, what
here's what you're doing. Here's what I'm seeing. Here's what I want you to do. Here's why I'm saying that.
Yeah, for sure. So like the cue is small still, but I'm like, okay, do you need me to explain to you why I'm telling you to do this thing?
I think of it kind of like telling a joke. Like if I have to explain the punchline, if I have to explain the cue, it might not be the best cue.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, even after all these years of coaching, that's still something that I'm working on. So yeah, the level 1 is, it gives you a really good base of knowledge, but you still have no idea what you're doing as a coach when you come out of there.
No, it helped me as an athlete. Like the biggest thing that I was at fault for, because the other thing that they'll do in the L1, well, you kind of mentioned it, like they pulled that girl into the middle. I never got pulled into the middle of a circle, but I was always just praying that I wouldn't get pulled into the middle of a circle. But the biggest fault that I would get called out on was hip extension and not opening up my hips. And I never really understood that until the L1 because I had heard it over and over in class, like Molly, squeeze your butt. And it never really clicked until going there and learning about, you know, the whys behind all of these things and the points of performance. I'm like, oh, that's why. So just as an athlete, like it was it made my movement better
Yeah,
in class.
for sure. And it's just understanding. It just gives you more understanding. And not everybody wants understanding. Some people just want to come in and get sweaty and get out.
That's fine.
And I understand that. But you know, I would just say if you're even remotely interested in CrossFit, and like immediately I can think of some people like Q would be a good one.
I was thinking about him too.
Q should definitely go get his L1 if you're listening. I know he's going to listen to this too.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking of him, is because he kind of soaks it all in, you know, and he's very consistent, and high five Q. If you're not watching, there it is. But yeah, like he would be a good one to go and get his L1.
Or like if you're somebody that isn't able to take class a lot and you come in on your own. L1 would be a really, really great, a great thing for you, just to better understand the movement and more body awareness. Like you said.
And I think also it helps you understand the value of coaching. I mean, I don't know that you should have to go to your L1 to learn the value of coaching. Like you should learn that inside.
Hopefully your coach is good enough that you
should learn that inside of the gym. But the level of coaching there is so crazy good.
I had no idea. So I'll use myself as the example. I had no idea what all, like you and Courtney and James at the time, I didn't realize what you guys were doing in class until I went and took the L1. I'm like, oh, so push jerk progression, like jump and land, jump and land, jump and land, and change where your hands are. Like it wasn't until I went and took that I'm like, oh, they didn't just make that up. Like, this is something, this is the standard, and they are holding the standard. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, man. Well, look, dude, I'm too dumb to make up my own standard.
Don't want to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. Just steal all of it. I mean, that's what we pay for when we pay for the CrossFit name. So yeah, I mean, L1's cool. You're going to get a good little base of nutrition knowledge there also.
Oh yeah.
Do they still teach
it's still the zone.
Okay.
And blocks.
Yeah. I mean, I've done the zone a little bit, like not a ton. Like I haven't put enough. I've done it enough to learn what it is. But I don't like tracking macros. So that I'm like that is not what CrossFit wants. Like CrossFit wants you to be able to track macros and weigh and measure and do all of those things.
Temporarily, not forever.
Yeah, not forever. I think they say like 3 to 6 months of weighing and measuring is kind of the CrossFit standard. And maybe it's like, I don't think it's 3 to 6 months. Maybe it's like,
I was thinking it was like 9 months, maybe.
No, maybe it's like 8 to 12 weeks. Crap. I need to refresh my memory.
2 to 3 months.
I feel
like it's more than that.
I don't know.
I'm the one that's trying to take the test soon, so we'd probably figure this out.
So I'm gonna go dig into the CrossFit nutrition course.
I could have brought all of my manuals and my handbooks.
Well, here we are trying to tell people about the value of these certifications and courses, and we are failing. To be fair, the nutrition stuff, and I think this is a general consensus among a lot of people, the nutrition stuff is really, really good. The zone diet using blocks, I know for me personally, and I know for some like members that we have, that maybe wouldn't be the first thing I would recommend. Yeah, it's just so incredibly structured. It's very, and it's very tracking heavy. And I think a lot of people, I know a lot of people struggle with that when they're first coming in. And so something new that CrossFit has started adopting more and promoting more is like the 800 gram challenge. So, hey, instead of tracking everything you put in your body, let's shoot for 800 grams of veggies every day. Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at fitness in 100 words, right, it starts out with eat meat and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, no sugar. That doesn't have anything to do with tracking. No. That just has everything to do with cleaning up your diet. Yep. And then keep intake levels to that supports exercise, but not body fat. And so, but there's nothing specific about you need. Yeah. You're going to keep on with it. You want to practice the major lifts? No. Okay. So I guess in a nutshell, the point that I'm trying to make is you're going to get a good base of knowledge about nutrition when you go to the level 1. Get a good base of knowledge about health and fitness in general. For sure. Yeah. I think, and when I look back through all of the certifications that I've been through and the things that maybe the certifications that I studied for, but didn't get, outside of CSCS, which I do not have, but have studied for. I've read the whole book. Doesn't give me the quality, the certified strength and conditioning coach.
Oh.
Yeah. It's the gold standard for collegiate coach. At one point in time, I thought maybe I want to try to do something a little bit more than run a gym and try to get on at a college level. Studied for my CSCS, never went and took the exam. So there's that. It's like, I feel like I'm like that dude that's like, I thought about joining the Marines. You know what I mean? Like I play a lot of Modern Warfare, you know? So like that qualifies me.
Yeah. I mean, no, well, but not taking the test. I mean,
I feel like that's what I just said.
Did anything go into the test besides showing up and having a proctor?
No.
Like, okay. So the knowledge is, it just didn't get tested.
So anyway, outside of the CSCS, the CrossFit Level 1 seminar, I think you cover more information there than I've learned at any other certification seminar or anything else.
And what's amazing, and this is a testament to the seminar staff, you don't feel overwhelmed. I mean, yes, it is a lot of information, but it's not like, oh my gosh, I just got thrown all of these things and I took away absolutely nothing. Like it's very well presented. Oh
yeah, man. It's a well-oiled machine.
Yes.
That Level 1, Level 2 seminar
and no matter who's on seminar staff, when they're giving those lectures, like you are going to get the same information and it's going to be delivered in a beautiful way, no matter who's doing it. Yeah. Because they've made sure of that.
Yeah. It's very difficult to get on to seminar staff, which is something that Molly's going to do one day. It's very difficult to get on seminar staff. It is a long process. You have to be a very, very good coach to get on seminar staff. So yeah, man, the quality of information, the delivery of it, it's all really great. So if you like CrossFit, go get your L1.
And if you just want to be a better human in general, you should probably scan that QR code in the corner and come in for your free trial.
That one. That was a great segue. Now, if you want to become a coach,
yes,
the Level 2 is where you begin.
That's where it starts.
Yeah, it's where you begin.
Yeah.
So in between your Level 1 and your Level 2, what do you do to become a better coach?
Well, I didn't have much time between my Level 1 and my Level 2.
What was the period of time between Level 1 and Level 2?
July to April.
Holy crap, that's really fast.
July to April.
Yeah.
End of July to early April.
Okay. So you came to the gym, you joined the gym.
Yes.
You got a heavy dose of, I like CrossFit.
I like it. I love it. Want more of it.
Yeah. And then you went and got your L1 and you're like, oh my gosh, give me more.
Yes. Literally.
And you just
so I had no intention of becoming a coach, got my L1 in July, started coaching November. November was my first month on the floor.
Yeah.
So
what did we do? What did we do in between there?
So in between, got hours, practiced, and then you and I would meet about once a week or so and just talk through the 9 foundational movements and points of performance and the progressions for things. And yeah.
Yep. So we spent some time working on developing Coach's Eye, talking about like, why would you say that thing? Or what would you say if you saw this thing?
Yeah. Every cue or every correction that I gave was, okay, why did you do that? What was the thought process behind it? Or what do you see? What are you looking at? And who? So that was a big thing is that I think about a lot when I'm coaching classes now is what you would ask me, okay, what is Susanna working on? What's Sadie working on? Like everybody at any given point should have something that they're working on. And why?
So spend a lot of time like kind of practicing becoming a coach. Okay. Then you go get your L2. What happens at L2?
Magic. I was blown away.
Okay.
On one hand, I was really excited because I saw that the work that I had put in and that we had put in was clearly a lot more than most everybody else. And on the other hand, it was bittersweet, because on the other hand, it was like, man, there were some people in there, there was a 17-year affiliate owner that was taking the L2 for the umpteenth time to keep his certs current. Or actually, no, I take it back. I think it was his first time taking it, because this was the first time he was going to do something beyond the L1.
Doing his L1. Yeah.
Yes. And just to keep his certs up to date, and he was taking the L2. And I mean, there were certain things like in a thruster, knowing that you stand all the way up before you press the bar overhead, that he did not realize. He thought it was one movement, like you press as you're standing. So it was really cool on the end of like, I'm really new to this. And going into it, I had a lot of the imposter syndrome of like, you just got your L1. You haven't been doing CrossFit that long. You have absolutely no business to be here. And I realized very quickly I did have a lot of business being there. And then on the other hand, it was like, man, there's some people that it's amazing that they've been running an affiliate and doing this for this long and don't have some of this stuff in their back pocket.
I think that's the frustrating part about being a CrossFit affiliate owner is like,
you work so hard to hold that standard.
Yeah.
And it's not the standard that everybody else.
Well, I mean,
but it's under the same name.
It's really important to me that we hold a standard and that we're always doing something to get better, right? Like, you should be reading the CrossFit Journal as a coach. You should be doing some kind of certification or working your way towards something, always trying to level up your game.
Something I ask my coaching clients all the time is like, what are you currently listening to? What are you currently reading? What was the last thing you read? What was the last thing you listened to? And how is that furthering where you want to be?
So when an affiliate owner shows up to their L2 after 10 years of being an L1 and says something like that about the thruster, like that
tells me we've had zero.
I mean, that person hasn't been doing anything for the last decade,
and even not paying attention to the L1.
Yeah. I mean, and that's super frustrating because here we are trying to talk about how good these certifications are, but there's still some onus on the coach. Like, you have to continue your own development. No one's going to do that for you.
Yes. You have to be an active participant in your success.
And I think that like I said, we get stuck in our little bubbles, and for the people coming into this gym, for 99.9% of them, this is all they know about CrossFit. If they were to walk into any other CrossFit gym, not any other CrossFit gym, but another CrossFit gym, I would like to think that you're going to see a pretty clear difference between the way that the methodology is delivered inside of CrossFit Final Call versus a lot of other CrossFit gyms. Not all other CrossFit gyms, but a lot of other CrossFit gyms. So CrossFit is doing their job.
Yes. And they're doing it very, very well.
They are putting together these certifications, these assessments, and all of the stuff that they do. And they do a really, really great job of delivering the information, giving you the base of knowledge, getting you set up to move forward. Once you leave that weekend, it's now on you.
It's on you
to continue to get better. And it shows if you don't. So yeah, that's, I mean, I think I probably told you going into it, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Like, I think I remember having a conversation, like, you're going to walk in there and you're going to look around and you're going to see a bunch of people and be like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Why are these people here?
Yeah.
Because I remember thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of a longer, I think I got my L1 and then within a year had my L2. I remember Lindsay signing me up for my L2 and I was like, oh,
it's
crap.
it's happening. Like, you have no choice now.
Like, we were headed to the game. We were driving to the games and she's like, oh, I just signed you up for your L2. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I guess we're doing that. She's like, it's in a week. And I'm like, what?
Oh no.
Yeah. So I remember I spent that whole games weekend in Wisconsin talking to all of the red shirts that I could about, like, what do I need to know for the
Yeah.
And they're like, if you don't know, you're in trouble.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I remember Ray, the weightlifting guy, he's part of Bergner Weightlifting. I want to say it's like Ray Rignaldo or something like that. He's got a bald head. He's always like cold squatting like 400 pounds in his jeans. on Instagram.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway, he's on the Berkner weightlifting staff. He was working the SME desk, and I walk up and I'm like, "Hey man, like you're a level 2 seminar staff member." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Cool. I'm going next weekend to get my L2." Like, what's something that you wish that everyone knew? He's like, "What's the progression for a push jerk?" And I was like,
"What's a push jerk?"
Yeah, like I just was totally stumped. And he's like, "You need to know."
I mean, yeah, to be fair, like you put me on the spot and asked me a question and I freeze.
Yeah.
But certain things just become muscle memory.
Yeah.
And just practice makes permanent.
Yeah. So, I mean, the L2 is the coaching cert. So you're going to spend a lot of time coaching both a group and one-on-one. And if I remember correctly, the first day was like group coaching and the second day was one-on-one coaching. Was it something like that?
We had it the opposite. So the first day was one-on-one, and we would have to coach an individual, just us, while everybody watched.
Okay.
And then the second day we would be assigned like an actual group, and then we would coach that movement to the whole group and like run a class. Yeah.
It was, I knew it was something like that. I just couldn't remember.
Both were extremely intimidating.
So the thing that I remember the most about my L2, my number one memory is the feel of the instructor's breath on my neck.
Right there.
As like I could feel their warm breath. Just like, you know what I'm saying?
Mine was not like that.
It was just like the seminar staff member was right here, right behind me the whole time. And it was so intimidating. So you take a step up when you go to your L2 and you talk about the 6 criteria of coaching.
Teaching, seeing, correcting, group management, presence and attitude, and demonstration.
Bro, come on. So you do a deep dive into those. Yeah, there's a little bit of lecture and talk about each individual movement, but now it's really more about the delivery of those movements and how you coach people through those. And we use those 6 criteria of coaching to do that. And they walk around with a little, like my instructor, flow master.
There's one flow and then the 2.
Yeah, what do you call them? Just seminar
staff, I guess. Instructor, staff. I don't know. Red shirt. My red shirt. I don't know.
I feel like there should be a specific designation of title. Like you have like your senior drill instructor.
My guy.
Yeah, whatever it was. My red shirt guy had a little bitty tiny pocket notebook.
Yeah, they're so small.
Yeah, yours did too.
Yeah,
okay,
they were all small.
I thought it was just my guy. Okay,
they were all like these little tiny things, or like sticky notes.
Yeah, little tiny pocket notebook. Yeah. And he had in there, and I saw it, the 6 criteria of coaching. And as I would coach through something, he's like writing in his notebook. And I still, to this day, have no idea what he wrote. They gave me some feedback, but like, I want to know what the notes said.
The feedback that was given was not everything that was written. Yeah. Because I remember doing something and out of the corner of my eye, I'd see Zach, my flow, who was also the guy that was
your guy,
my guy. And he would like watch something and write down a couple of things, and I would see it out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, crap, was that a good thing? Was that a bad thing? I don't know. And then you start getting in your head. At least I do, because that's what I do.
So like you day one, you coach the group. Is that what you said?
Day one, you coach an individual.
So day one, we coached the individual. Yeah. So what was your movement?
I had push jerk.
Push jerk. Man, that's a, I think now, looking back on it as an experienced coach, I wish I would have got the push jerk. I feel like that would be such an easy movement to spend. Like I could probably do like 25 minutes on the push jerk now.
Yeah.
Just that one movement.
No, I totally agree. Like sometimes I look at the class plans in here and I'm like, how much time do I have? Because I will fill it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I remember
when I get excited
at my L2, I was like, gosh, how am I going to do this for 5 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah. You know? And now I'm like, how do I fit all this in a 60-minute class?
Yeah. That was another thing that Ray told me going into it was like, look at the points of performance, coach each point of performance for like 5 reps. And he's like, you'll fill 15 minutes easy. And I'm like, oh man. And all of a sudden the points of performance got really important to me.
Yeah. So it's funny. Like you've got to be able to fill time. You got to be able to fill 15 minutes on something without just talking.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And it has to be movement.
And it's got to be interactive, and people have to be moving, and they got to be working.
And they got to be getting better.
And getting better. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how great you are at teaching or correcting. Like if they're not leaving in a better spot than they started, you did not do your job.
Yeah. It's really tough. It really is. And I don't want to sound like we're just trying to fill time. Like you're trying to,
you're coaching your butt off.
You're trying to demonstrate your ability to coach, and that's what you're being evaluated on. And it is instant feedback. So like you coach the individual one-on-one, and I had the med ball clean, which
would have been my worst nightmare. I was literally sitting there. I'm like, please just not the med ball clean.
Yeah. I was actually really happy about that one. I did 9,000 circles around the person that I was coaching. I mean, I was just like in front of them, to the side, around back, and just making laps. Or I bet I walked a mile around this one person inside of 10 minutes. And that seminar staff member never left me. I mean,
really?
Yes, like right here the whole time, just like writing down like quotes that I like, just everything, and immediately as soon as you get done, you get feedback. So they're taking notes on each one of those 6 criteria of coaching, and they're going to give you the sandwich. Right. They're going to tell you what you did good.
Here's what you did well. Yeah.
Give you something to improve on, and then finish you off with something nice. Right.
That's another thing, like seminar staff, I aspire to coach like them, not only from the perspective of coaching athletes, but giving feedback the way they do. And that's a big thing that they're trained on, is how to give feedback.
Yep.
It's incredible. Like they can give you the harshest of feedback, but in a way that doesn't make you hate yourself.
Well, they make you feel good. I mean,
but it's not like unnecessary fluff either. Like it's so good.
It's all actionable for sure. So you get immediate feedback on how good or how bad you did,
and they'll tell you if it's bad.
And each one of the points or each one of the 6 criteria of coaching, and it is truthful. They don't care about, they do and they don't. Like they're going to tell you what they saw. And if it hurts your feelings, that's kind of on you. I feel like is a little bit of the attitude. Now they deliver it, like you said, in a really great way, right? Like they're not going to crush you, but if inside you're hurt or offended or whatever it is, then that's on you.
You've got some work to do.
Yeah, you have work to do. And they're probably going to tell you something that's going to make you die inside a little bit. Yeah. Especially if like, I think if you really want it, like if you really want to be a really good coach, if it matters to you, then the feedback that they're going to give is going to cut pretty deep. And I think that's a good thing. And then it's what you do with that determines
where you go from there.
Yeah. Right. So lots of time on the floor coaching. So you coach the group. So how many people were at your L2?
Oh gosh, 30 maybe.
Man, that's a big L2.
No, it might've been closer to like 20. It was a larger group. Okay. Like we would break out into 3 groups, and in our 3 groups. And in our 3 groups, there were probably 9 to 12.
Okay.
Depending on what it was.
That was like my whole L2. There were like maybe 10 of us there.
Really?
Yeah. It was so small.
Oh my gosh.
It was so small.
Yeah. We had 3 seminar staff members running it.
We had 3 seminar staff members also.
Man.
But there were only like 10 of us there. Yeah. So it was.
So when you coached the group, did you coach everybody?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Everyone.
Yeah. Yep. I just had my breakout group of like 9 people, 9 or 10 people.
It was everybody. We did everything kind of the whole weekend together. So there's a little bit of a deeper dive in the L2 on the programming side of things, but the whole weekend is about those 6 criteria. I mean, you just kind of live in that.
Yeah. And then my other biggest takeaway were just movement themes.
Yeah.
And what you see in things. Too. Yeah. So like midline stability, core to extremity, balance about the frontal plane, posterior chain engagement, sound hip function, active shoulders, full range of motion about a joint, an effective stance and or grip.
Spoken like someone studying for their L3.
Yes. So actually before the L2, I would go to sleep, and how I would end up falling asleep at night was MPBB safe. And what is that? Like, it's the acronym for your, what did I just say?
Yeah.
Common movement themes. And I would fall asleep thinking about each one.
Dude, you are such a nerd. You definitely have me beat for sure.
Probably just on that part.
No, I think
oh no.
I think there's a lot more.
Oh no.
But it's good. It's a good thing. Anything else to add to the L2?
No. And it just deeper understanding of the nutrition, deeper understanding of all of that stuff.
I don't remember spending a lot of time on nutrition.
We talked a little bit about it. It was more how to deliver it, how to get people to want to care about it. Okay. But yeah, that was pretty much.
And then the test was a little bit harder. So there is a test at the end of the L1. Yeah. There's a test at the end of the L2.
Now you had to take your L2 test in person, didn't you?
In person, yeah.
Yeah. Ours was, you had so many days to take it, but it was online.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. L3 is basically an assessment of knowledge.
This is where my experience stops.
Yeah. So L3 was the biggest, hardest test I ever took. But that's not saying much.
Love that.
Well, I mean, look, dude, I went to college online. I've worked manual labor jobs my whole entire life.
Was it the first time you'd ever sat down and like been proctored?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm not an intellectual kind of guy.
I am not an intellectual.
It's I haven't sat through a lot of courses like in classrooms.
I had to do all of that for insurance stuff. Yeah. So
never done anything like that before.
Yeah, if that was your first proctored exam, that was probably a little.
It was kind of freaky, man.
Yeah, it is a little freaky.
I'll be honest, I had every intention to just study my butt off for the L3 and then didn't. I printed all of if you go to CrossFit.com.
That is so much.
Yeah. Like if you go to CrossFit and you look at the L3 study stuff.
They give you like all the articles.
Yeah.
So you printed all of that?
I print all of it.
You think I'm the nerd?
Well, I just printed it.
I just printed it. I didn't read it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, very typical studious moment for me. Like, I'm going to do all of it. And then I did none of it.
That's funny.
So like I went through and created YouTube like playlists for each one of the different categories. So in my YouTubes, I have all of that. I have all of the articles printed out and organized by color.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have all of it. And then didn't look at any of it. I don't know why. I just didn't. I started to, and then I just kind of stopped.
I know why. It's because you were living it every day.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think that is what the biggest piece of the L3 is. I think it's just a test of your accumulation of knowledge, over time. An
understanding of the methodology.
Yeah.
Like through this CrossFit lens, how do you answer this question?
I mean, if you want to call yourself like, I'm a CrossFitter, you should like that is the litmus test for that. If you can go and pass your L3, like you're a CrossFitter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're legit. That's kind of the way that I think about it. But I again think of CrossFit probably differently than most people. Like to me, CrossFit is the methodology. It is meat and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, no sugar. That is what I think of when I think of CrossFit. I think a lot of people, when they think of CrossFit, they think of the competitive side and the fitness. And yes, fitness is a huge piece of CrossFit, but it's not all of it.
I feel like you're either one of two camps. When you think of CrossFit, you either think Greg Glassman,
that's
in
me.
a garage,
100%.
or you think like Tia Toomey,
hitting
a PR.
Yeah, for sure.
And yes, there's very different things.
Yeah.
And the reality is it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that probably has to do with like when you got into it.
Yeah.
You know, like for me, I got into it back in the early teens. Mm-hmm. And that's just sounds crazy now. When it was like when Glassman was on a crusade, you know, and that was what I bought into. I was like, I love the fitness side of this, but even more than that, like what the company is trying to accomplish in just changing the health for the world, you know. And Glassman was going up against these big pharma companies, and he's going up against these big soda companies, and he's battling with these guys because he's going, look, man, you guys know what you're doing to people. We know what you're doing to people.
Who was that guy not that long ago? It was probably within the last year or two that was like, hey, we should get Pepsi as a sponsor for the games.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And it was like,
yeah. Well, Monster.
You don't know the lore?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Monster was a sponsor for the games one year, and it was like, what's going on? Yeah. Totally got away from what CrossFit was originally all about.
Yeah.
So when you go to your L3, there's a lot of that stuff. Like you should go back and read the early journal articles.
The Glassman chipper.
Yeah, the Glassman chipper. Like you need to be going through all of that stuff and learning it, because that is CrossFit, you know. There's a ton of methodology, there's a ton of theory, there's a ton of programming, there's a whole bunch of health questions. Like you're going to be talking or questioned on like cholesterol and triglycerides and all that kind of stuff. And you're going to see like blood work samples and like, what is like, if you see this, then what should you do as a coach from a nutrition standpoint, from an exercise standpoint? You know, there's a lot that goes into it. And I guess looking back, there are maybe some things that I would have studied if I would have known that they were going to be on the test, but I'm glad that I didn't. It really showed me kind of where I was at, as far as like as a coach and from just a knowledge base of what we're trying to accomplish in here. So that was really good. However, I think it made me way overconfident going into my L4. So when I took the L4 exam, it was a lot different. Man, I don't know how long we've been going here, but I'm gonna try to get this out quick.
Yeah. So real quick, what is the L4 exam? Because it's not a proctored written exam.
So L4 was, I had to fly to Texas and coach 2 classes.
That's it.
That was it. So
and how far in advance did they give you your
24 hours? So
and what did they give you?
They gave me two workouts. So
when we say workouts, we don't mean the warm up, the cool down, the skill work. We just mean here's the WOD.
Yeah, it was like 3. One of my workouts was 7 sets of 2 in the back squat or overhead squat. I can't remember if it was overhead squat.
You know what's funny is earlier I was gonna say one of the things that we talk about a lot at the L2 is like, you know, the hallmark of a decent coach if they can fill a 60-minute class with just a 5x2 or whatever. Yeah,
it was. I think it was front squat. It was front squat. No, it was overhead squat. Oh. It was definitely overhead squat, and I'll tell you why here in a little bit. So it was overhead squat, 7 sets of 2 in the overhead squat. That was one workout, and then the other workout was something like, it was like 3 or 5 rounds of overhead squats, muscle ups, and box jumps.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So like
even now looking at it, I would look at that and be a little intimidated. Like, man, that's a lot of progression.
I'm thinking. Yeah.
So were those the same class? It was a strength piece and a conditioning, or it was like
2 separate classes. Okay. One class was 7 sets of 2 overhead squat. The other class was the muscle up, box jump, overhead squat workout. So I had to develop a whole lesson plan around each one of those to fill a 60-minute time frame. Flew down to Texas and showed up at this gym about 20 minutes before, because you can only show up like 20 minutes before. So I show up at this gym.
I show up to some of our classes earlier than that.
I show up 20 minutes before class starts, and I get 10 minutes basically to get the lay of the land inside of the class, like to organize the space the way that I want it to be organized. And then people start walking in, And the assessment actually begins. So the seminar staff member took the first like 2 or 3 minutes to be like, hey, this is what we're doing. Here's the kind of the expectation for him. Here's the expectation for you as the class, and go. And then it was like, you're on the clock.
What was the expectation for them? Just do everything normal?
Yeah, just to be themselves, to kind of be the normal class, but just to listen to what the coach is saying, try to be as engaged in the class as you can be, those kind of things. So they put me on the clock, and here I am. Now I have to deliver my 7 sets of 2 overhead squat workout. As people were walking into the gym, I'm realizing that this is not a normal class. It was like 8:30, 9 o'clock.
So it wasn't your mom's?
No, it was retirees. So the gym that I went to was right outside of an Air Force base. And all of the retirees still live there, and they all do CrossFit. And none of them can put their arms over their head. None of them can squat below parallel. And
this was also the same one that you were going to have for the muscle ups?
No. Different class.
Oh, okay.
Different class for the muscle ups. That one was later on in the day.
Okay. So, but same population, just maybe not same class members.
Okay. So that like they're walking in, and I'm like, holy crap.
Oh no.
Like, how am I going to do this? And like, they're legit telling me like, yeah, I just had my left knee replaced, 2 months ago. And I'm like, oh, okay.
So what do we do for an overhead squat when we have overhead limitations and we can't squat?
All right. So they're telling me about all of these shoulder and elbow issues that they're having. And I don't think I had a single person in that class.
They could just come in an overhead squat.
No, they were, I think the youngest person was like 65.
Ooh, okay.
In that class.
And just for context, like if we know, so going back and using Q as the example, like Q's had a shoulder thing going on. I spend so much time before classes
thinking about
thinking about the movement of like, and I'll even do that for other ones. Like back when we had a member at the 5 a.m. that was having trouble with his knee, like, okay, what can I do for this movement, this movement, this movement? So to show up and have the whole class like that,
dude, it was
while you're being evaluated.
I was so stressed out.
I would crap my pants.
Yeah. I was so stressed out, man. And it was so hard. Like, and I like,
I would be in a cold sweat.
I mean, I was like panicking, because like you said, we put so much thought into, or I know I do. I put so much thought into, like, I know who's coming to my 8:30 class here.
Yes.
And I know
and I go through and I think about, okay, that person's not gonna be able to do that. So what are we gonna do? Yes.
So I'm already thinking about scaling and modifying an hour before class even starts. Well, I was thinking about it last night when I looked and checked to see who was coming in class. Yeah. So like, I'm trying to come up with all of this right off the bat, and man, I just bombed. I did what I could. I did the best that I could. And I got people, my goal was to get them squatting. I just wanted them to squat. Like, I didn't care if it was overhead squat, front squat, back squat, goblet squat. I didn't care what we were doing. Which
through the CrossFit methodology lens is fair.
I was just trying to get them to squat. But it took me like half of the class to figure out like who can do what.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm trying to like lead them through this warm up, and I'm trying to.
And you're being evaluated on a timeline.
So it was just a mess, man. And then
this is literally giving me anxiety right now.
So it was pretty similar in the later class that I coached. Like I had these 2 pretty difficult movements or higher skill movements in the overhead squat and the muscle up. The population of the class was a little bit different. It was much more rangy. Like, I had one girl in that class that was like, she was at a Ninja Warrior. Like, she worked at a Ninja Warrior gym and then came and did CrossFit. She got her first muscle up in my class.
Hey, that's awesome.
Which was awesome.
That's really cool.
All the way up to, that 70-some-year-old. Like, just the range was crazy,
man.
And it was really stressful.
Group management on display,
bro. It was hard. I mean, if the L3 was the hardest test that I ever took, the L4 was by far the hardest classes that I ever coached.
Now, side note, obviously I have not taken the L4 and it's different now, but part of the reason it is different for anybody listening or watching is because it was so difficult. Like, keep in mind, the vast majority of people that did it did not pass. Yeah.
I mean, I talked with several seminar staff members that failed it.
Yes.
Like, and that made me feel a lot better.
Yes.
not that like, we want, I don't want them to lower the standard.
Intentionally very difficult.
Yeah. I don't want them to lower the standard, but I appreciate that CrossFit does hold the standard, but man, that was really hard.
Well, one of the things I know that was the driving force behind we've got to change this is the experiences were just so vastly different. Like there were very few things in there that were controllables.
Yeah.
And when you do that, I mean, think about any kind of scientific test, like there's got to be the control group, but you couldn't have a control group with this.
No, man. And it's like it was so condensed. Like I got both of those workouts 24 hours in advance. So I'm like trying to write the class plans for each one individually, which I'd suck at programming. I'll be the first one to admit that. Like I don't like programming for CrossFit. I like coaching it, but I don't like programming it. I just don't feel like I'm creative enough to program for CrossFit. Yeah, man, it was tough. It was tough.
Well, in a real world scenario, when are you going to have an entire class of people that you've never met before?
Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
So,
but it was a good eye opener. I did prepare for that one a lot better. I feel like I got a lot better as a coach.
I was going to say, what were the biggest things that you learned through that experience?
Man, I think it was just like digging into some of the stuff that I didn't feel like I was so good at coaching. Like I tried to identify where I felt like my weak points were, which was a lot of talking too much, a lot of gymnastics, like high skill gymnastics type stuff. I really prepared for the muscle up going into that, which I was really glad that I did. And it wasn't because I wanted to get better at the muscle up. It was because this was a difficult movement for me and I wanted to be able to break it down. And that was really the skill that I was working on, was trying to take these higher level movements and be able to break them down into progressions. So like I did a lot of like progression writing. Like I have a whole notebook full of just like, I would just pick a movement and then write out points of performance. If there were no points of performance, then I would make them up and try, like, what are the points of performance for a box jump?
Right.
What's a progression for a box jump? If we're going to do a kettlebell swing, what are the points of performance for a kettlebell swing? How would I progress someone through a kettlebell swing?
What are the common faults you're going to see? And what would I say to that?
So I have pages of notes on that kind of stuff. And that I feel like really helped me develop as a coach. But I went and the L4 has been revamped. I think there's a little bit more mentoring involved in it.
And you get to coach your own class in your own gym.
Yeah. So it's kind of this give and take, like I'm going to video the class. I'm going to give it to them. They're going to give me feedback on that thing. I'm going to apply the feedback video again and kind of back and forth. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Which makes it a lot more controlled. Because think about how much of that, how different people are going to act in that setting versus like, that's not how I am at my home gym with my home members. Like,
yeah, for sure. It was different. So cool. That's 1 through 4, man. Yeah.
And then someday, I'm sure there'll be a level 5.
I don't know.
Somebody was saying that, like, was joking about the L5.
It's been what, 22 years CrossFit's been out, running around.
When did they come out with the L4 originally? I feel like it wasn't that long ago.
So the L2 was the original L4.
Yes. Yeah. So any Flowmaster, well, not Yuri, but the second Flowmaster I had for my L2, he was an honorary L4 because he was grandfathered in from the original L2.
Well, that's Fern and Ackerman.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I think it was Ackerman.
No, Ackerman, because Fern had to take the L4.
Yeah. So Fern got his L2, which then later down the road, once the L3 was developed, the L4 was kind of gifted. And then...
because the L2 used to be way different.
Yeah. So...
thank God I came in after that.
Yeah. So Ackerman had his L4.
Yeah.
Without taking an L3, I think. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know how it all worked. But yeah, so... I guess the point that I'm trying to make here is I don't know if they'll do an L.
Yeah, I think
anything higher than an L4. That I feel like that would. I don't even know what it would be.
The old L4.
I mean, yeah. Like, what more could you?
But I just don't know how practical. Like, just thinking about the old L4. Going back to that, like, it's just so. I understand the test behind it, and I think that's really cool. But practicality, you're just never going to be in that situation unless you own a gym that is solely drop-ins.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that would be like the only other thing left to test would be like, can you just
run a gym of drop-ins?
Can you just coach random people all the time? I don't know. Or maybe
but that goes against almost the methodology of getting 100%. To know your people. And so, no.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Glassman would say routine is the enemy.
True. Chew on that one.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's a good place to stop.
All right. On that note, that is what goes on behind the certs.
Yeah. There's a lot to it.
Yep.
Way more than just a letter and a number.
Yep. So next time we're telling you to jump and land 10,000 times, there's a reason.
Yep. There is. Cool. Good job, dude.